So Kayleigh, you've announced the news that you're retiring from football, international and club, but let's go back to the start of the journey. What made Kayleigh Green at the time, fall in love with this game?
I've always loved it from a young age, playing in the garden with my brothers. They were always pushing me to always be better, and I always wanted to be better than my brothers. So that was probably the start of my journey, and then I kind of signed for Cardiff City Ladies, and I think that's where I fell in love with the game, playing with other girls, playing for regional, and I realised that I probably had a talent when I went to regional, and I really enjoyed the game, and I think that's where the love of the game really come out then.
And how did that sort of Wales journey start for you as well? I mean, you went through the age groups, and were there some players there that you're still playing with now that went through that whole journey with you?
Yeah, so obviously I played for the youth, and at the time I played obviously with Jess, Gwen and Harry's, players like that, and I went through, to the 19s, and then I got my call up for the seniors. It was weird because you don't get an email like we do now. It was a letter through the door. So I remember you always used to be, you knew when it was kind of getting announced, so you'd always be waiting for the letters. Mum, there's a letter come from here. Mum, there's a letter come from here. So yeah, from that to where I am now, when I look back, I've had an incredible journey with Wales. And I'm always thankful, even when I put the shirt on now, from when I made my debut in 2012, to stepping on the pitch today.
And your debut then was against Portugal. What do you remember of that day?
Well, it was weird because obviously Jarmo was our manager at the time, and I was a centre-back, so I was a defender. And I remember he said, right, you ready to go on? And I thought, oh, me? Okay. He said, yeah, you're going to go on as a left winger. And I was like thinking to myself, a winger, I'm a defender, but I knew I had a bit of pace, and he said, just step on there and enjoy it. And I remember stepping on the pitch, and when I mean I ran everywhere, I pressed every single ball. I was probably even out of my position at the time, but I was so excited and I was so nervous at the same time. And I was like, right, I'm ready to step on. And I remember when he put me on, I was just like here, there and everywhere, and I stepped on. I was on the pitch for 10 minutes, but felt like I played 90 minutes because, it was a very proud moment for myself and my family, even just to step on that pitch.
What was that like after the game? You're getting phone calls, messages.
Oh God, that's a long time ago now.
You must have felt up there.
Yeah, that's a long time ago now, that is. Yeah, I just remember, first of all, I remember when the letter come through, my mum was really proud that I kind of, got selected to play for Wales Senior. And then when I told her that, I got my first cap, I think it was a very proud moment, especially for my dad. My dad, he's always loved football, and it's a proud moment for him, so he was massively proud for that.
And over the years then, your position changed, like you say, started off right to the back of the pitch and then ended up number 9. And the big campaign for you, probably the first big one, was that sort of 2019 World Cup one. I think, you were the top scorer, not just for Wales, but out of all the 55 countries taking part, you were in that sort of top 5, top 6 brackets. And how special was that campaign for you?
Yeah, I think if I look back from being a defender, obviously I was a defender under Jarmo, and then I remember I was a defender with Jayne, and then she was kind of like, I want to try you in a new position. And I think, we had Sophie Ingle at the back at the time, and no offence, she is a better player than me. And I think she wanted me on the pitch, but she wasn't sure, so she put me as a fullback, put me as a winger, and then I kind of just found my place as a number 9. And yeah, I think that campaign 2019, I just played with freedom. I had no pressure on me as a number 9. I come in and I just thought, I'm just going to play what I see. And I'll always remember being a defender. I just thought, if I was a defender, what wouldn't they like? So that's what I did, is I thought, okay, I'm going to play how, if I was a defender, what I didn't like. And that's what I did. I just went out there and I just played with so much freedom, and I think that showed in my games. Like you said, we're scoring goals, and I got great players around me at the time, to kind of feed me them balls.
I think one of the big games of that one was the Russia 3-0 win. Was that one of your favourite ever games for Wales?
Yeah, it definitely was. I think when I look back at all our games, I think as a team, we stepped into that and we played with so much freedom. And yeah, like one of my top goals was that goal where, you know, Jess slid in, she intercepted the ball, she got it, she played to me, I've set it to Helen dinked it over the top and then I lobbed the keeper. Like, that was my all-time favourite game because I just felt free and I love playing with Helen Ward. You know, she's a quality centre forward, and even when I stepped into it, I always used to look up to Helen and, you know, see how she did things and, you know, how I can implement that into my game. So yeah, and I always remember that's kind of where we kind of started out. We played in Newport and we only had 1,000 fans at the time. So that was the start of a journey, and now we've just grown massively as a nation.
And on that journey then, you know, the next campaign was another narrow miss to a major tournament, but it was your 50th cap.
Yeah.
And to represent your country, well, more than 50 times now, what did that mean to you at that point?
Yeah, like, I think as a player, you never count the caps. You're just proud every time that you put on that jersey. And every time I get the call up or I get an opportunity to step on the pitch, I never take it for granted. So to kind of get my 50th cap in front of my family, it was such a proud moment. And I remember that was the game that I got a goal. Yeah, it was against New Zealand.
Yeah.
It was against New Zealand. So I'll always remember that game because one, it was my 50th cap, and again, I got a fantastic opportunity in front of goal again, which kind of really summed it up for me as a player. And, you know, anywhere in the 6-yard box, I'm always going to take them opportunities. But going back to the cap, like, I remember my mum and dad, they were just so proud that I got to 50. And like I say, as a player, you just, you know, you never think about that. You just think about representing your country.
Then over the last couple of years, you know, during this Euro campaign, you got married to Kirsty.
Yeah.
Changed the name on the back of your shirt to
I did.
Barton, and that must have been quite special as well then.
Yeah, I played through my whole career as Green, which everyone, you know, even some of the girls still call me Green. But, you know, when I got married, I just kind of thought to myself, you know, I'm getting older, and how I kind of, you know, if down the line I was to have children, I kind of want that name on the back of my shirt. That obviously represents my family. So it was, you know, it was a difficult, you know, decision to come away from Green, but, you know, I just wanted something to kind of represent my future. And one day that, you know, my children and my wife have the same name as me, to look up and go, that was our name and that was our mum. And
with that name on the back of your shirt, you made history. You know, got to the Euros, first time the women's team in Wales has made a major tournament. What was that like?
Yeah, it was. I don't think you can really put words on it. Like, it was such a emotional time for me, because I remember when the whistle went and I just burst out crying my eyes out, and like, they were happy tears. And then I remember the celebration in the changing rooms and everyone's celebrating and I'm just in tears, sitting on my bench thinking, I can't believe we finally achieved something, like personally, but also as a nation, because all these fans through the years have supported us and they've been phenomenal at Red Wall. And they you know, when they travel away from us and you can hear the noise, you know, sometimes they're louder than the home teams. So yeah, like, for me, it was just like something to give back to the fans and something to give back to all the staff that, you know, work so hard to make us achieve it.
And just to finish the career off, now we're doing this interview just before the Euros,
yeah.
But would you have it any other way? You know, girl from Llanederyn, played multiple seasons in WSL, being able to end the career on that world stage.
No, I that's probably one thing that I've always dreamed of and I've always wanted to achieve. I'm going to fill up now. is I've always wanted to achieve something with, like, oh God.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I've always wanted to achieve something with my country, and like, you fight and go through it for so many years. Like, you have so many highs, so many lows, and to finally achieve something that you've always wanted to do as a young girl. Like, you can go and step on a shirt and put a shirt for clubs, but your country, I don't know, it just means so much more. So to finally achieve something like with my country, like, yeah, I can't, emotional words.
Diolch Kayleigh.
Thank you very much.